Welcome to H2K Infosys. H2K Infosys is a e-verify business based in Atlanta, Georgia, United States. We provide 100% job-oriented, instructor-led, face-to-face, true live online software training programs. It also includes access to cloud test lab with software tools. We provide live project for you to work on. We also provide assistance with mock interviews, resume preparation and review, and job placement assistance. H2K Infosys is trusted by so many students across the world. H2K Infosys provides world-class services in IT training with real-time project work for corporates and individuals, special IT training for MS students in the United States, software design, development, QA manual and automation, performance testing and maintenance, IT staff augmentation, job placement assistance, and tech support.
Okay. All right. So let me check if the percentage is there. We can do Palestine. Otherwise, we will start Unix. Okay. Seems it's working. So let's do review first. The manual testing, like what are the things that we did in this review. We're going to look at the concepts. So initially, on this manual testing, we talked about the manual testing concepts. What is quality, what is quality assurance, and what are the test responsibilities, and also we looked at the testing process, those things, right? So we're going to revisit those concepts quickly. Can somebody tell me? So if you want, you can also speak what you learned as part of this manual testing. When I ask the questions and when we review, you just please come up with, if you have any doubts on the manual testing, just let me know. Okay? So something like what is the testing technique, how you prepare the data, or how you're going to write the test case in Quality Center, or how you link. That is the kind of review what we do here. Okay? All right, so who's going to tell me what is quality assurance? Come on, quickly. Just let's do a quick review. That way, it's really helpful for your interviews as well. Okay? So what is quality assurance?
Meet the requirements.
Meeting the requirements. Good, very good. Excellent. Meeting the requirements. Who prepares the requirements?
BA.
What is the requirement? What's the requirement?
The product the customer wants.
The product.
The client.
Yeah, the product the customer wants, the product the customer client need. Good, very good. Okay, the customer need, the need of the client, the customer specifications. Okay. So, what is the difference between functional and non-functional requirements? We are going to get two kinds of requirements. What is the difference between functional and non-functional requirements?
Functional is where how the system is going to work.
Okay.
And non-functional is more of the look And the load testing?
Okay. Good. Very good. You are there. So you can apply for manual testing positions. Okay. So the functional requirements are mainly the functionality of application. So, for example, you took a login functional requirements, whether the user is able to log in with a valid username or not, or whether the user is able to pay bills online using their credit card. That is the functionality. Or whether the user is able to transfer money from one account to the other account. That is the functionality of application, right? Whereas the non-functional requirements, mainly the performance requirements, is very important. So that is where we are going to look at how long it's taking for the user to transfer money, how much time it is taking for the user to pay bill online, how much time it is taking for the user to log in. Those things comes under the performance of the applications, right? Those comes under non-functional requirements. Okay. So whether it's a functional or non-functional requirements, both will be done by the business analyst. Okay. And if you don't have any requirements in the project, how you test it? If you don't have the requirements in the projects, how you are going to test it?
First, you do the smoke test. Try to understand the system.
You don't have any requirements. You don't have any requirements in the projects. There are no user scenarios. There are no user stories. How you do it? Very good. As I was saying, exploratory testing. Can you please explain what is exploratory testing? Can somebody elaborate what is exploratory testing?
Exploratory testing is when you study the application and how it is really working. Like maybe I can go to the Macy's.com and see what really what is in the system and how it's really working like that.
Okay.
Is that it is or is something different?
Yeah. The exploratory testing is something like you don't have any clear requirements because most of the time you don't, these are very small projects, right? So you don't get any clear requirements documented. That time you're just something like Barbie saying, like play around, like you're going to play with the application. There are a couple of things you're going to do. You go and talk to the business analyst because there are no requirements documented. You go and talk to him and then try to understand what the application is. He's going to say something, right? Okay, this is what actually you're going to focus mainly. This is where you can refer in order to test this application. So he's going to give you some kind of resources, right? Whether you can go online and then look for this link. So that way just you can understand this application. So you go and talk to the business analyst or you go and talk to the development team who developed that application, right? So they might have some information how you can test it. And then the next thing is you are going to do yourself like some online. Just you go to google.com and then say for example, you are testing say Bank of America, and then you didn't get the requirements what you need to test. So then you go and look at any kind of documentation how to test the banking applications, right? That is, you go to Google it, and also sometimes you ask your project manager, okay, so do you have any kind of projects tested, similar project, right? Any similar project tested before in the company? Because they might have tested something like the Wells Fargo project before, but you don't have the requirements for Bank of America now. So they might have some information like how the Wells Fargo project is tested, right? So you can take those guidelines and then test this banking application. So they are the things part of your exploratory testing because there are no requirements. So we are going to do more exploratory, like on the how we are going to test it. Okay. So this way, just you have to explain if somebody asks, and this is very popular question in the interviews, right? You don't have a requirement, then how you are going to test it?
Sam, this is Bharati here. Hi, can you hear me? Hi, it's Bharati here. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
But in this issue, whatever you are discussing right now, you should have a clear vision of what you're doing, right? Somebody should tell you what you're actually doing with it, because there will be so many functionalities that will come across.
Okay.
Like, say for example, as you mentioned, the Wells Fargo, right? Okay, I have no requirements, so I just Google and see the similar applications. But I should have a clear vision of what exactly I am doing. Where will I get that?
I didn't really understand what means a clear vision. Like you are going to test application. That's what, because there are no requirements. So you're going to talk to different people. What to test?
Like in
Right.
the test plan, that it will be clearly mentioned what will be my job. That's exactly what I'm looking for.
In the test plan, they're going to say what is your responsibility, but they don't have any requirements. We are not talking about the test planning. We are talking about the requirements here.
Yeah, I got it.
See, what is the project scope? So the project scope is missing actually here. Like what is the functionality you have to test?
Right.
There are no requirements.
Okay.
So that actually, like you're going to talk to different people, the business analyst or the product manager or the development team, or you Google it, or you're going to find out, are we done any similar projects before? Because nobody is going to say the login functional requirements, right? How you did for T-Mobile application. They say clearly, login should work with a valid mobile number and password. If you enter more than or less than 10-digit number, it shouldn't work. That kind of requirements is missing on the project. Then how you test it? So that is the question here. So you're going to do some exploratory testing yourself because there are no requirements. So you're going to do different activities as part of your exploratory testing. Okay.
Hello, Sam.
But all your responsibilities and everything that is mentioned in the test plan.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, so after exploratory testing, then we make test cases?
There are no test cases in this case, actually. So test cases will be done based on the requirements.
Okay. So if I don't have any requirement, I do exploratory testing only. No test cases after that.
Yeah, no test cases because no requirements, no test cases. Just you're going to do some exploratory testing, and then you just make a note of yourself. Okay, this is what actually these are the scenarios I tested. But as such, there are no predefined test cases, nothing like that. Okay.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Like, if requirements are not ready, is it the application is ready without requirements?
See, basically these are the very simple tools. That's what I mentioned. These are very simple projects or the simple tools. It's not very big projects. For any big project, you have to have the requirements. But this is just a 2-3 months project, and then they want to develop some tools, a very small application, and then they want to give it something like, say, for example, you look at say calculator tool, right? So these are all the different tools like your paintbrush. So you don't have not something very clearly different requirements how this calculator is supposed to work. This is a very simple tool in the. So for this kind of thing, as such, you are going to do some exploratory testing. Okay, what is this MC, memory recall, or memory, how you are going to store your memory. So you are going to do, you just Google it and then see how the calculator works, and then you come here and then test it. Okay. So these are the things, very small projects the small tools development. The development team is also just they develop it, like whatever the business analyst says, right? If nothing is documented, everything is oral, like in the meetings, the business analyst says, we need this kind of calculator, and then they develop it, and then they give it to the testing, and then the tester will do random testing, exploratory testing, and then wind up this project.
Okay, sir, I got it now. Thank you so much.
But any kind of big projects, like okay, you're working with some AT&T, they have to have a clear requirements. As such, without any requirements for such big projects, the project gets messed up. These are very small projects. Cool. Okay. So anyway, the defects will be logged. You are going to use some defect tracking tools to log your defects. Okay. Okay. And then we also talked about the testing process. So the first step in the testing process is, like we discussed, right? You have to have the requirements ready on the project. Then, what is the next step? What is the testing process after requirements? Write test plan. Okay. What is a test plan? What is test plan? Who does that? What is your involvement in preparing the test plan? What is a test plan? Somebody can speak actually, because take it this is an interview kind of thing. I prefer to speak. You just unmute and speak. Yeah.
Test plan is a document prepared by either the test lead or the test manager.
Okay.
And it has test plan contains like what the requirement to log a bug.
Okay. Tell me complete process. Okay. How you use Quality Center in the project. So you have to talk about all those 4 different modules, right? You talk about 1 or 2 minutes.
Requirement, test plan, defects, defect tracking.
Okay. Okay, so this is what you do.
Yes.
Basically, my experience with Quality Center is with 4 different modules: requirements, test plan, test lab, and defects. So first we are going to gather the requirements in the requirements module. So we are going to create all the requirements for the project. And then we go to the test plan and prepare all our test cases, and also link the test case with the requirements. So that helps the requirement coverage. And then once the test cases are done, then we go to the test lab. That's where we execute the test cases and then update the test case status, the pass or fail. If it is a test case is passed, then that workflow ends. If it is failed, then we go to the defects module and then create a defect and then link the defects to the project. And then from there, we are going to keep track of the defects. And whenever the developer says the defect is fixed, then we go and retest the functionality to make sure the issue is fixed, and then we close the defect. So this is what my experience with Quality Center and with these different modules: requirements, test planning, test lab, and defects. Okay, this was just here to mention at least 1 or 2 minutes. What are the different modules you work on Quality Center, and then how you work with them. Okay, this I'm going to go through these 4 modules quickly, and just let me know if you have any questions on this. Okay. So this is the requirements module, and first we go and create a new requirement that is nothing but your project name, right? So something you can create a project, a bill pay, right? Or like bill pay or online bill pay. So you're going to create the requirements, and then the product in the real time you're going to select the project which you're working on. If it is a T-Mobile application, you're going to select T-Mobile, or if it is a Bank of America, you select Bank of America from this list. The project administrator, who is nothing but your lead administrator, is going to add that product to the list, and then you're going to select from this drop down. Okay. So once you select the product name, then the priority will be decided by the business analyst. So accordingly, you're going to select what's the priority of the project, and then type is functional, because you deal with most of the time this functional requirement. And then, so you're going to describe it. Okay, this is about the project description, right? This is online payment application or online bill payment application. With debit or credit or something that you're going to just whatever the business analyst is, right? So you're going to just copy paste about that particular project description. So this is what first you're going to create the project, right? Project name, the product, the priority, and the type, the project description, just a couple of lines, and then submit. So that is going to create the project, bill pay, and then you go and create all the child requirements, right? Whatever you got from the business analyst, so you're going to, basically it's a copy paste, right? You're gathering the requirements from the document, what you got from the business analyst. So I'm trying to open one of the requirements documents.
Hello.
Yeah.
If the priority will assign by the developer, so it is already in the requirement document, do we have to ask about them?
Priority will be decided by the business analyst, not the developer name. So that will be mentioned in the requirements document.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so
Sam, I have a question.
this way, if you look at this particular requirements documents, right? So for each requirement, the business analyst is going to come up with the priority. So we're going to say, okay, what is the priority of this particular requirement? Right, so this particular requirement is transfer money on banking application. So it's going to say the transfer funds requirement priority is high. So that will be decided by the business analyst when he writes the requirement. Similarly, for update profile, he's going to say what's the requirement priority? High. Check balance, requirement priority is medium. So they are the things that will be decided by the business analyst. Okay? Okay, so we are talking about here the bill pay project. So you can open any of these requirements, right? So this bill pay, and then so let's quickly go through these. Just here understanding the concept, the workflow in Quality Center. Okay, it doesn't matter which project you are working on. So once you create the project, then you're going to create the child requirements. So this is whatever the requirement name. And then you are going to mention the requirement description here. Right? Just copy and paste it here. And then the next thing is the product. So we talk about. I think somebody's phone is on mute.
No, it's not even 4. Yes.
Poonam, can you please mute? So the product you're going to select here, the Mercury tools and the priority of the requirements as decided by the business analyst. And then type is functional. Okay. So you're going to input all those 4 different fields here: requirements priority, requirement name, requirement description, the product, and the type. Then submit, so that it's going to create a requirement. This way you're going to gather all the child requirements in the project. Any questions?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Actually, like when we are creating requirements, and in the type field, what are we going to select if it's like look and feel of the like application? Like we are not really testing the functional one, and just look and feel of the project. So what type we select there? Is it a guideline or a functional or?
No, that's good. The look and feel of the application as such, you don't have any requirements or you don't have any test cases, nothing like that. It is, see, the look and feel is like how you feel about the application, right? It's mostly the feedback that comes from the customer side, right? That's where mostly like the sales people and the customer support people, because they are getting the feedback from the customers, right? Okay, when the customer is going to call the salesperson or the customer is going to call the customer support saying that, hey, this application looks weird. I mean, I don't like the appearance, like how it looks, like this image is not really good. This button and stuff, you keep this OK button, it's better to have the login button. That kind of feedback, the look and feel, the appearance of the application mostly comes from the market, from the customers. So that feedback comes to the customer support or the sales people, and they are going to directly communicate that feedback to the business analyst, and the business analyst ultimately communicate the same thing to the technical team in the company, and accordingly we are going to do those modifications. We all discuss the market feedback.
Thank you.
Hello, Sam.
Yeah.
Do we always just copy and paste the requirement, or we can break the requirement or write in brief, or we have to just copy and paste?
Yes, it's a copy paste, right? Because ultimately, truly speaking, this part has to be done by the business analyst, right? So gathering the requirements. But sometimes, like she says, we don't have time. We already prepared the requirements in this document. So that's what she says. Okay. Can you please do this copy paste, gather all the requirements in project. Okay? This is most of the time it's copy paste. Okay? Because you are not the person actually creating the requirements. Alright, so that is once you gather all the child requirements under the project, and next step is go to the test plan and then write down your test case, right? Again, you're going to create a project folder here, say online, it's a bill pay, right? It's a project name. It should be consistent wherever you create the project folder, right? So you're going to say bill pay. Again, that is the project folder in the test plan, and you prepare all your test cases. So, again, you are going to select new test, and then you're going to put up the test case name. So what are the test cases you're going to write based on the requirements? You put the test case name, open application, and then you're going to fill these 3 mandatory fields. What's the level of the test case? Again, this will be decided by the team, like what are the basic, what are the medium, and what are the advanced test cases. So, where it is really useful, this categorization. Anybody, any idea? Why you are separating those test cases
Mock
based
test
on the...
and those things.
Pardon?
Mock test.
Yeah, very good. So basically, when you categorize these test cases here, right, they are really useful what kind of testing you're doing. Say, for example, so you want to do the smoke test, all you have to do is just identify what are all the basic test cases, right? Because those are the test cases you're going to run as part of your smoke test. Whereas the regression test, okay, or integration testing, you're going to look at the other test cases like the medium or the advanced kind of test cases. Okay. So that's why we are going to separate them. Okay, they are the basic test cases, whatever is decided by the team. And then reviewed, so whether it's reviewed, not reviewed, you're going to select them. Initially, like when you write it, it's not reviewed. And the priority of the requirement, again, based on the requirement priority. Right? If the requirement priority is high, your test case priority is high. Okay? So that way you're going to fill these different fields and then click OK. And now we are going to write down the test case description here. So open over and then design steps. After the test case description, you're going to put on your steps. So click on this new step button and then going to write on the step .com. And the expected results for the step system login home page or whatever. So this way, you're going to write on the steps, the step description, and the step expected result. Then click OK. So that you see the step is clear. This way, you're going to write down all your steps for the test case. There is a 5 or 10 steps. You're going to write down one by one. So if you want to write down one more step, again you click on this new step button, and then write down step 2. Sometimes you also just give the step name. Instead of say step 1, step 2, you can also say something, okay, just I want to see this is open app. It's up to you, like whether you want to keep the default step 1, step 2, or you want to give the step name also to meaningful name. It's up to the tester. So once you do this, then the next step is you're going to link your test steps with the, go to the requirement coverage and then select requirements, go to the project, online bill pay, and then select the requirement. Basically you are linking the test case with the requirements. Okay, so select this and click on this arrow button so that this test case is linked to this requirement. Okay, this is nothing but RPM, how you do this. Requirement coverage, right? Linking test case with the requirements. This is how actually you are going to write down the test cases. Okay, I will do one more test case. The bill pay, select the project, new test, login. Okay. Select the level of the test case, not reviewed, priority. Go to the details, verify, login functionality with a valid, valid mobile number and password. That's the test case description. Go to the design steps. Then click on this button. Okay, before that, even just you want to do the precondition, because for the valid login, you want the precondition is open application, right? So you're going to select that. Here there is a button, so in call to test. So you're going to click on this button, call to test. And then, so you're going to uncheck this checkbox. And then,
so many of our students have given testimonials on how our training programs are. You will find them on kudzu.com and on our website h2kinfosys.com. On our website h2kinfosys.com, you will also find more detailed information on who we are, the courses that we offer, what each course covers. Also, if you're interested in a demo program, please register on our homepage on the left-hand side. Just give us more information about yourself and we will send you a link for a demo class. The demo class is absolutely free. Experience our commitment by just attending an orientation workshop at no cost. Our team of faculty and advisors are here to guide you with the right information. If you still have more questions, please feel free to call us. Call us at 770-777-1269. This is a United States number. If you're calling from the UK, call us at 020-337-17615. You can also email us at training@h2kinfosys.com or h2kinfosys@gmail.com. Thank you for watching our videos. We wish you a great career in information technology.